Steve from F1MOTO. Today we're going to talk about piston to bore clearances in two-stroke cylinders. And the example we have here is a KTM65 cylinder, and the mating component is obviously the piston. This example is a Wossner piston. It's a German forged piston, very high quality, low friction, big believer in Wossner pistons. So if we take it out of the box, some of the features are molybdenum coating on the skirt for low friction, single ring on the piston, again for low friction, forged piston, so inherently very mechanically strong, good thermal conductivity, so very, very good piston. We use and recommend Wossner pistons all the time. So the first step is to measure the diameter of the piston. Now, pistons are neither round nor cylindrical. They're oval and tapered. The reason for that is obviously the highest thermal loading is at the crown of the piston, the top. So that part gets the hottest. So then the piston skirt design allows for thermal expansion, so it maintains the correct clearance and geometry throughout the heat cycle. So the first thing to do is to measure the diameter, and the point at which we measure a piston is at 90 degrees to the gudgeon pin or wrist pin, so along this axis, and we measure it at about approximately 8 to 10 millimeters down the skirt. So we take our appropriately sized micrometer in a micrometer stand, and we would measure right at that point there. Locking the micrometer off and just having a feel that it is exactly the diameter of the piston. We've got that measurement then. So then we take our bore gauge, which has varying adapters to set it to the gap of the micrometer. So we place that within the micrometer anvils, and we rock it backwards and forwards to see the maximum point at which the needle moves to, and then obviously zero the dial in. So as you can hopefully see there, we're pretty much on zero there. So then we take our cylinder bore gauge and put it into our cylinder. Just tilt it so you can make it up. And on the box it was saying 0.06 of a millimetre clearance. So as you can hopefully see, that's pretty much spot on. Right, exactly. And we check it in numerous places to check that the cylinder bore has good geometry, that it's not tapered or not oval, and so that piston would be good to go. The only other thing to do would be to check the piston ring gap. So for the piston ring, again we take that out of the packaging. Pop it into the cylinder, square it up using the piston supplied, and then we would simply insert a feeler gauge into the gap, and that should be within manufacturer's specification. A little bit too wide is not too critical. Too tight, we would simply take something like a diamond file and just hone a bit more clearance into it, and then that would be ready to assemble into the motorcycle, and you would be good to go for the running period.